Alright, so starting off first, if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you guys know a lot of these coins or some of these coins, but for anybody that's new, this is a super rare coin here. This penny sold for over $70,000 and here's why. Alright, this is a 1909 S mint mark. If you guys are new, again, we'll see the S mint mark underneath the date 1909. Now here on the reverse of the coin, the back of the coin, if we zoom in there to the bottom, you want to look for that VDB initials. So this is the 1909 S VDB. Alright, so after this, they put the VDB initials on the obverse of the coin. So you want to look for that on the back of the coin, and it has to be the S mint mark from 1909. They only made 484,000 of these coins in comparison to other pennies where they produced millions. So that is what gives it a lot of value. It's rare for the fact that they didn't produce a lot of these pennies. But what also makes this coin very valuable is its condition or its grade. PCGS is the coin grading company who graded this coin, and it's graded at a mint state 67 red. So the coin grading scale goes up to 70. This is at a 67, meaning that it is in very good condition, and that's why it sold for over $70,000. Now, if you actually have a 1909 S VDB and it's in pretty rough shape, they're still going to sell for a decent amount of money, a really good amount of money, you know, hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars, depending on the grade of the coin or the condition of the coin. So keep that in mind. There's a large gap in prices based on the grades of the coins. Alright, so let's move on here to the 1914 D mint mark. Now it's kind of the same thing with this coin. This is a key date coin as well. 1914 with the D mint mark, they only produced a little over 1.1 million, almost 1.2 million of those coins. And again, this one has a very high grade of a mint state 66 red. Now I've done a whole video on grading, coin grading, and what red means, brown pennies and red brown pennies. So feel free to check that video out where I explain that. Now this coin here sold for over $44,000. Of course, it always depends on when you sell the coin, how many of these coins are graded at this grade or higher, the grade population. So keep that in mind as well. Let's move on here to the 1922 no D mint mark. Alright, so in 1922, they only produced pennies with a D mint mark. They did not produce them without a mint mark or with a P mint mark, obviously. They only produced pennies with the P mint mark in 2017. So 1922, the only pennies that they produced were the D mint mark. So this is a 1922 without a D mint mark. So if you have a 1922 penny in your coin collection, or you come across one maybe in a coin roll without the D mint mark, you guys are talking some real money. And this actually has the strong reverse as well. So you can see the detail of the reverse of the coin very well. It's nice, it pops out, it's a strong reverse. And they got to distinguish that strong reverse from other 1922 pennies because there's weak reverses and strong reverses, and I go more into depth in that on my 1922 penny video. So just type in 1922 penny couch collectibles and you'll see a whole video on that. But this coin is graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 brown. So there we go with a different grade. Instead of a red penny, this is a brown penny. And this coin sold for over $82,000. So that is how rare it is to have that 1922 no D with the strong reverse. Now here is a 1931 S. Again, this is also a key date for the wheat cents. Now in 1931, you have the no mint mark, the D mint mark, and the S mint mark. So if you have the 1931 S, that is the rarest. They only produced 866,000 of these coins. So this coin is graded at a very high grade, a mint state 66 plus red. So you got to keep that in mind. That is an extremely great grade for a coin like this, and that's why it's super valuable. And of course, it's lower minted. So this coin ended up selling for over $6,000. Of course, if you have a 1931 S and it's all beat up and scratched up, it's not going to sell for anywhere near $6,000, but it's still going to sell because, of course, all collectors want a 1931 S to fill up their penny collection. So as we move on here to a 1943 steel penny. Now what makes this coin valuable? One, it's in very good condition. It's got that high grade of a mint state 67. Again, 70 is the best grade you can get on the coin grading scale, and this is at a 67. So this also has a Repunched D mint mark. So here's an example of that Repunched D mint mark. Always use your coin microscopes or coin loops and inspect those mint marks up very closely so you guys can see those if they have a repunched mint mark or not. So keep in mind, good condition plus the repunched mint mark. That's why this penny sold for over $21,000. Again, if you guys have a steel penny, it's all beat up, scratched up, it doesn't have a repunched mint mark, they're not really valuable. You know, it's pretty common to have these coins in circulated condition, but you're talking a high grade with the repunched mint mark here. Now, here is a super rare coin, the rarest coin of this video, of course, the 1943 S. Now, as we know, we just looked at a 1943 penny. They only produced those coins in steel for 1943 because they needed copper for the war, of course. And this coin is graded by PCGS at a mint state 63 brown. This is the 1943 bronze Lincoln wheat cent. So you guys hear all about the 1943 copper pennies. They're not supposed to be copper, but this is. And this is not a steel penny. So it was supposed to be steel, it's not steel. That's what makes it extremely valuable, and that's why this penny sold for over $504,000. $500,000. What would you guys do with $504,000? Let me know in the comments below. I would buy a lot of coins and invest. I definitely wouldn't have it all in one penny. Of course, a lot of people out there got millions or billions, perhaps, whoever owns this coin, and they're able to invest in something like this that's $504,000. Probably over a lot of time, you know, depending how the market goes, it could go up in value and people are going to sell it for maybe $600,000, and then they make $100,000 off of it. Alright, so let's move on here to another steel penny that's not supposed to be steel. Actually, this is a 1944 S mint mark. So as we know, 1943 were steel pennies. That was the only year that they were steel. In 1944, we go back to having copper pennies. So this 1944 penny is not supposed to be steel. It's struck onto a zinc-plated steel planchet, and that is a huge mint error. This coin is graded by NGC at a mint state 66, and that's why the penny sold for over $373,000. Can you believe that? $373,000. Now here's another famous penny from 1955. Now this coin is graded by PCGS at a mint state 65 red. So again, another high grade, but it has a double die obverse. So we see that doubling here on the front of the coin. This is a very famous coin, very well known. Of course, if you guys are new, you always want to look for doubling like this on a 1955 because it's going to be super rare, even in bad condition. Of course, there's the poor man's double die, but this is the true 1955 double die, and we see that doubling again on the lettering and on the date. And that's why this penny sold for over $37,000. 37 grand. Alright, moving on to another famous penny, the 1969 S mint mark, graded at a mint state 64 red. It has the double die obverse as well. We'll see that doubling again on the same parts of the coin, on the lettering, on the date 1969 itself. And that's why this coin sold for over $126,000. That's a lot of money. As we move on here to a 1992, more modern coin here. We've talked about this numerous times. We have videos, separate videos on all these coins where we go more into depth. So if you guys want to learn more about it, just search 1992 Penny Couch Collectibles and you will find those videos. Now this is graded at a mint state 67 red, and it has a close AM. So for the 1992, it's supposed to have the wide AM, which we can see here in the image displayed where the A and the M are separated, but this penny has the close AM. Now even if you find this penny 1992 with a close AM and it's not in great condition, again, just like the other coins, it will sell because of how rare it is, but it's not going to sell for $25,000 like this penny did. So keep in mind that condition is very, very important. Don't clean your coins to try to make it look better, like it's in better condition, because that will take away from the value. That's going to devalue your coins. So $25,000 for that 1992 Close AM penny. I know a lot of you guys are asking when the live streams are going to be, when we're going to live stream coin roll hunt, and we do have two boxes, $1,000 and $50 to go through. So just click the bell on the channel and it will notify you guys when I'm live streaming. It's coming up within the next week. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle, check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I'll see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.